Well, it's been a while, but I'm finally back in Algonquin Park. Starting at Rock Lake, and I'm gonna head to Sylvia Lake tonight. I did this loop in 12 hours one time, but it's a really nice loop, so I figured I'd go back and explore the lakes a little bit more and stay on one of the lakes for one of the nights. It's a nice quiet route, just the way I like it. Sylvia Lake has one campsite on it, and I have it booked for tonight. It's very rare that I find Rock Lake to be so calm. And this is the site of the Barclay Estate. The remains of an old boathouse. The water's a little high, so I can paddle right in. It wouldn't be nice if I hit some rocks, but I'll do my best to avoid them. Alright, so this is how I have it set up to portage. You can see I just have it bolted in with the wing nut. That's the same yoke I used on my blue kayak, only I modified it a bit because this kayak's a little bit wider. And away we go on the first portage. And this is the old railway. It's hard to believe that 100 years ago a railway ran through here. Alright, that's one portage done. Took me longer to get all my stuff ready and back in the kayak than the actual portage. But I think I'll get quicker at it as I go along. This is what I was portaging around. It's a little retention dam. And here we are on Galeairy Lake. Galeairy is a very beautiful lake, but it's a really long paddle. I have to pretty much go from one end of it to the other. But at least it's a nice day out, and wind's not too bad. Birds are singing. It's not too hot. It's 14 degrees right now. Pretty nice. All I have to do is sit back and enjoy and paddle. Looks like a nice campsite. Alright, let's see if we can find some ruins. That's a first for me. Dartboard in Algonquin Park. Not a bad idea, actually. I think this might be part of the old ruins. A little bit further behind that chimney is another chimney. I'm almost at the border of the park. Just ahead of me is the town of Whitney. I'll round this point up ahead of me and then go north and back into the park. And just around this point, there's apparently an old alligator tugboat. So let's see if we can try to find that. Here's the remains of the alligator on Galeairy. It's not inside the Algonquin Park, but it's still pretty neat to see. It's an amphibious tug that they use to transport logs across lakes. I see the portage sign, finally. Wow, that was a long paddle. Kind of like a slug today, but it's the first time I've been out in a long time, so I guess it's no wonder why I'm so slow today, but I'm not really rushing or pushing myself too hard. I'm just kind of taking it easy and enjoying myself. It's just so nice to be out here finally again. Whoops. Oh, the joys of a low maintenance portage. I remember this. It's the bridge for the ski trail. There's no sign for this portage, but it's pretty short. I think it's just 200 meters. It just goes into a horseshoe-shaped pond. And after that is a 800-meter portage into Fraser Lake, I think. I'll have to double check. Well, I almost made a mistake. I started to go up this trail, because look, it's nice and clear and wide open, but the portage actually goes up this way. Okay, there we go. It's just a quick paddle across this little horseshoe-shaped pond, and an 800-meter portage, and then another, I think, 400-meter portage, and then I'm on Sylvia Lake. Now this area looks like it's easy to get lost. When I first came through, I put down my kayak and I had to double check my map. And apparently all you do is just go straight across. Just straight. So if you're ever on this portage and you get to this spot, just go straight across. And now here's a very steep put-in. See my kayak way down there. Made it to Fraser Lake finally. It's been a long pull today. I'm really hoping that the site on Sylvia Lake, I could just portage to it. I could leave my my kayak at on the Fraser Lake side. Actually, it hasn't been a bad day. I've just been kind of going along slow, which isn't bad. It's black fly season, so I guess they're a good motivator to keep going along the portage. If you go out this time of year, I recommend wearing like a light long sleeve. I don't really like wearing insect repellent. I haven't worn it in a long time. Yeah, it burns my nose. I don't like it. So I just kind of deal with it and ignore it. I'm gonna make a nice smoky fire tonight when I have my supper. So let's get going. Fraser Lake site. Looks like it's a very nice site actually. It's kind of on this water point. It'd be really good on a night like tonight to get some wind, keep the bugs at bay. Nice fire pit right out on the rock. And now let's see if we can find this portage. Okay, so I'm going to start this portage. I'll leave my kayak here because I think I might be able to just walk right to the campsite, and that would be perfect. I can just leave my kayak here for the night. So let's go take a look. At least on this portage, it looks like they flagged it, so it makes it a little easier to follow. This beech tree has claw marks on it. That's from a black bear climbing all the way up to get the beech nuts. And I made it. A little bit of bushwhacking, but not too much. Wow. What a great sight. Topper's on. Okay, we'll just do a campsite sweep. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Looks like everything is picked up. Time to head out. And back to my kayak. And back on to Fraser Lake. Just gonna, portage is just up to the left. It's not too far. I'm just gonna get some water and have my breakfast. Well, the sign is gone, but here's the portage. First canoe rest is about 1/3 of the way in. Good place to stop and take a little break. Here's another canoe rest. I'm going to drop my bag and my camera and go back for the kayak. Oh, that was a long portage. Here I am at Pinetree Lake. Okay, let's get this gear in the boat. I can see the portage sign just up ahead, and I think from what I remember from this portage, it has a very, very steep beginning to it. You go up, but then you go down. Oh man. It's not as steep as it looks on camera. is Rose Lake, just a small little lake. I'll put the canoe down here and bring the bag as maybe, I don't know, 3/4 of the way, and then come back for the kayak, and then just single the rest then. I think this is the high point of this portage. It's pretty close to the beginning too, so it shouldn't be too bad for the rest of it. I just came back for my bag. I stopped briefly for a snack and some water. I carried the kayak to the other end, right to Fork Lake. So this isn't actually a bad portage. It's, if you're going this way from Rose to Fork, it's mostly downhill, so it's not too bad. Just long, but still, it's not too bad. There's a charred stump. You could tell a forest fire went through here at one time. There's my kayak all ready to go, just have to load it up. Here I am, Fork Lake, finally. Looks like it gets pretty shallow here, so I have to try to dodge these rocks. Portage should be just up ahead. Now, what I remember from this portage is that it has an extremely steep section right at the beginning. Even though it's short, it's really, really steep. There it is. So steep. Oh, wow. This is just a short portage. I'm going to double it. Last time I took this portage, actually I got lost. I got lost on the trail. I didn't know which way it went. So I just want to make sure I get on the right path this time. Here we are, Rock Creek. Looks a little different than last time I was here. It was in the fall and it was pretty low at that time. I had to walk a lot of it. But maybe this time it'll be high enough to paddle most of it. There's a bit of a current, it's kind of nice. Left or right? Let's try left. Looks like I might have to get out on this next part. Let's try it. Nice. No portage sign, but it's just right here, I remember. Unless I want to go down a waterfall. This is the shortest portage on the trip. I think it's only not even 100 meters. Here's the put in already. Okay, here's the portage. Okay, let's leave the kayak here. I'm gonna go up into the bush up here and see if I could find where these ruins might be. Well, I climbed up to the top of this rock hill in behind the portage, and I can't find any signs of any kind of ruins. Oh, it's a bit of a climb, but I can't find anything here. The last time I did this portage, it was almost dark. And I just did this portage and I almost got lost, I think a couple times. When I did it in the dark, it was pretty much the same thing, only it was a little harder to find the trail. And the funny thing is, this portage isn't actually that bad. It's just grown in a lot of spots, so it's hard to see where the trail is. This is a spot where I got lost when it was in the dark, and today, because you come out to here and it's kind of hard to tell where the trail goes. Come up on top of this rock, and then your instinct is to go this way, but actually you have to go up and around. There's a marker on the tree there. So this time I remembered you have to go up and around this tree. Coming up into Gordon Lake, and I have one last portage which follows Booth's Rock Trail, so it's pretty easy. It's long, but it's an easy one, so I'll take it. And then that'll put me back into Rock Lake. Here's the portage. It follows Booth's Rock Trail. I think I'm gonna pack my camera onto my bag, and we'll see you at Rock Lake. I left my kayak there in my bag. It's at the Booth's Rock Trail parking lot. I think I'd rather just walk up to my car and just drive it back and pick it up here. Make it easier, because looks like the wind and waves are up.